The United States of America, often simply called the USA or America, stands as a colossus on the world stage, a nation that embodies the American dream, a beacon of freedom, and a powerhouse of global influence. Spanning over 3.8 million square miles across North America, the USA is bordered by Canada to the north, Mexico to the south, the Atlantic Ocean to the east, and the Pacific Ocean to the west. With a population exceeding 340 million as of 2024, it is the third most populous country in the world, behind only China and India. What makes the USA truly extraordinary is not just its size or demographics, but its dynamic blend of cultures, landscapes, and ideologies that have shaped it into a land of endless reinvention. From the skyscrapers of New York City piercing the clouds to the sun-drenched beaches of California, and from the misty peaks of the Appalachians to the arid expanses of the Southwest deserts, the USA is a geographical mosaic. Its history is one of bold explorations, revolutionary ideals, and tumultuous struggles, culminating in a society that champions individualism while grappling with collective challenges like inequality and climate change. This article delves into the multifaceted essence of the USA, its history, geography, culture, economy, and future prospects, offering a comprehensive portrait of a nation that continues to redefine itself. The story of the USA begins long before the arrival of European settlers. Indigenous peoples, including tribes like the Navajo, Cherokee, and Sioux, inhabited the continent for over 15,000 years, developing sophisticated societies attuned to the land's rhythms. The arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1492 marked the beginning of European colonization, but it was the establishment of the 13 British colonies along the eastern seaboard in the 17th century that laid the foundation for the modern nation. By the mid-18th century, tensions with Britain over taxation without representation boiled over, leading to the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783. The Declaration of Independence, penned by Thomas Jefferson in 1776, proclaimed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as inalienable rights, igniting a fire that would inspire global movements for democracy. The Constitution, ratified in 1788, created a federal republic with checks and balances, a revolutionary blueprint still emulated worldwide. The 19th century was a whirlwind of expansion and division. Manifest Destiny propelled westward migration, the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubling the nation's size, and the California Gold Rush of 1849 drawing dreamers from afar. Yet, this era was marred by the horrors of slavery and the Civil War 1861 to 1865, which claimed over 600,000 lives and ended with the abolition of slavery via the 13th Amendment. Abraham Lincoln's leadership and the Emancipation Proclamation were pivotal, but the scars of Reconstruction and Jim Crow laws lingered, influencing civil rights battles to this day. The 20th century catapulted the USA onto the global stage. World War I saw American doughboys tip the scales, while the Roaring Twenties birthed jazz, flappers, and economic boom, only to crash in the Great Depression of 1929. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal reshaped the social safety net, and World War II transformed the USA into an industrial juggernaut, with victories in Europe and the Pacific cementing its superpower status. The Cold War era followed, marked by the space race, culminating in the 1969 moon landing, McCarthyism, and proxy wars in Korea and Vietnam. The late 20th and early 21st centuries brought triumphs and trials. The civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King Jr., the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the tech revolution in Silicon Valley, and the 9/11 attacks in 2001 that reshaped national security. Today, under President Joe Biden's administration, as of 2024, the USA navigates post-pandemic recovery, inflation, and geopolitical tensions with China and Russia. This historical arc, from indigenous roots to immigrant haven, illustrates the USA's core tenet: progress through adversity.
The USA's geography is as diverse as its people, offering a spectrum of ecosystems that fuel its economy and inspire its art. The country can be broadly divided into 5 physiographic regions: the Northeast, Midwest, South, West, and Pacific Coast. The Northeast, home to megacities like Boston and Philadelphia, features rolling hills, dense forests, and the iconic Niagara Falls straddling the US-Canada border. It's a cradle of American history, with autumn foliage in New England painting the landscape in fiery hues. Venturing inland, the Midwest's Great Plains stretch like an endless sea of amber waves of grain. The Mississippi River, the father of waters, bisects the continent, feeding fertile farmlands that produce over 30% of the world's corn and soybeans. Here, tornadoes dance across prairies, and the Great Lakes, superior in freshwater volume to all of Africa's lakes combined, support bustling ports like Chicago. The South evokes images of magnolia-lined plantations and bayous, but it's far more. The Appalachian Mountains guard ancient secrets in their hollows, while the Gulf Coast's hurricanes test human resilience. Florida's Everglades teem with alligators and mangroves, a subtropical jewel amid the subtropical warmth. The West is the USA's wild heart. The Rocky Mountains soar to 14,000 feet at peaks like Denali, formerly Mount McKinley in Alaska, while the Grand Canyon carves a 277-mile testament to geological time. Deserts like the Mojave host Joshua trees and Las Vegas's neon glow, and California's redwood groves, some over 2,000 years old, whisper of eternity. Islands add exotic flair. Hawaii's volcanoes erupt with aloha spirit, and Puerto Rico's bioluminescent bays glow under Caribbean stars. Yet, this bounty faces threats. Rising sea levels erode coasts, wildfires ravage the west, and droughts strain the Colorado River. The USA's commitment to national parks like Yellowstone, the world's first in 1872, underscores a stewardship ethos, protecting 85 million acres for future generations. This geographical tapestry not only drives tourism, welcoming 80 million visitors pre-pandemic, but also underpins industries from agriculture to renewable energy, with wind farms dotting the plains and solar panels blanketing deserts. If geography is the USA's body, culture is its soul, a vibrant fusion born of immigration. Since the 1600s, waves of arrivals, from Irish fleeing famine to Italians seeking fortune, and more recently, Latinos from Mexico and Central America, have woven a multicultural fabric. Today, over 40 million Americans speak Spanish, and cities like Miami pulse with Cuban rhythms. Food exemplifies this blend. New York's pizza nods to Naples, Texas barbecue smokes with African and native influences, and California's fusion tacos marry Mexican roots with Asian twists. Holidays reflect diversity. Thanksgiving honors indigenous and pilgrim legacies, while Diwali lights up Indian American communities in New Jersey. Music and arts thrive in this cauldron. Jazz emerged from New Orleans' African American quarters, evolving into blues, rock and roll, Elvis in Memphis, and hip-hop, born in the Bronx. Hollywood, the dream factory, exports blockbusters worldwide, from The Godfather to Marvel's Avengers, grossing billions annually. Literature boasts Twain's Mississippi musings, Hemingway's sparse prose, and Morrison's poignant explorations of race. Sports unite the nation. Baseball's national pastime evokes apple pie, while the Super Bowl draws 100 million viewers. Yet, culture isn't without friction. Debates over Confederate monuments, #MeToo reckonings, and LGBTQ+ rights highlight ongoing evolutions. The 2020 Black Lives Matter protests, sparked by George Floyd's death, amplified calls for racial justice, influencing policy from police reform to corporate diversity. Education and innovation fuel cultural dynamism. Ivy League universities like Harvard, founded 1636, produce Nobel laureates, while community colleges democratize access. Public libraries' free cornerstones lend over 1 billion items yearly. This intellectual vibrancy fosters a can-do spirit, evident in inventions like the Internet, DARPA routes, and mRNA vaccines, Pfizer-BioNTech collaboration.
The USA's economy, the world's largest with a GDP surpassing $26 trillion in 2023, is an engine of capitalism tempered by regulation. Rooted in free markets, it spans tech titans, Apple, Google, to blue-collar trades. Wall Street in New York orchestrates global finance, while Detroit's auto legacy pivots to electric vehicles. Key sectors include technology, where Silicon Valley startups birthed the digital age. Think iPhones and AI like ChatGPT. Finance and healthcare follow, with the latter consuming 18% of GDP amid debates over universal coverage. Agriculture, though employing just 1.3% of workers, feeds the nation and exports $180 billion yearly. Challenges persist. Income inequality, with the top 1% holding 32% of wealth, fuels populist sentiments. The 2008 financial crisis exposed banking excesses, leading to Dodd-Frank reforms. Post-COVID, supply chain snarls and inflation hit hard, but the CARES Act's $2.2 trillion injection spurred recovery. Green initiatives like the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 invest $369 billion in clean energy, aiming for net zero emissions by 2050. Trade partners, China, $575 billion in 2023 imports, Canada and Mexico via USMCA drive globalization, though tariffs and Buy American policies stir tensions. Unemployment hovers at 3.8% 2024, a near record low, but gig economies like Uber challenge worker protections. The USA's economic resilience lies in adaptability. From Rust Belt reinvention to biotech booms in Boston. No portrait of the USA is complete without acknowledging its shadows. Political polarization, exacerbated by social media echo chambers, culminated in January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Gun violence claims 45,000 lives annually, sparking endless debates on Second Amendment rights versus safety. Climate change looms large. Hurricanes like Ida 2021 and wildfires costing billions underscore urgency. Immigration remains a flashpoint. 11 million undocumented residents contribute $500 billion to the economy, yet face deportation fears. Healthcare disparities, with 28 million uninsured, highlight systemic inequities disproportionately affecting minorities. Yet, hope endures. Youth-led movements push for climate action and bipartisan infrastructure bills. 2021's $1.2 trillion bridge divides. Space exploration marches on. NASA's Artemis program eyes lunar returns by 2026, while private ventures like SpaceX lower orbital costs. The USA's future hinges on harnessing diversity, with millennials and Gen Z comprising half the population by 2030. Fresh perspectives could mend divides. As global challenges mount, from pandemics to AI ethics, the USA's innovative spirit positions it as a leader if it embraces unity. The United States is no monolith, but a living symphony, discordant at times, harmonious in its pursuit of betterment. From revolutionary ideals to silicon dreams, it invites the world to dream big. As John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. In an era of flux, the USA's greatest strength remains its people, resilient, inventive, and unyieldingly optimistic. Whether scaling peaks or bridging divides, America endures as a testament to human potential.